I asked you a question on camera.
YouTube later, it's not going to be on there?
What if it is?
Exactly.
We're in
Not a public building, period.
I think it is, and obviously I've been told that it is. And if you go on the website again, you would see that it says government office. Government office means what?
You're a fucking liar. I am. You're a fucking liar if you're going to stand here and tell me that you all don't have that kind of power.
I'll tell you.
You're a damn liar. Then how did they do it?
This is public property, so I have a right to be here. I just can't go past any restricted doors or anything like that. But once they serve, if I can get my service, I'm out of here. Like I said, I got to buy a couple of stamps. And
You have to get money to do that, though.
Yeah.
What do you call a place funded by the public, open to the public, but where you're told you can't act like the public? In this fiery First Amendment audit, a man walks into a busy Amtrak station camera in hand and is quickly told he's breaking the law. But is he? As emotions flare and misinformation spreads, one truth cuts through the noise you can't enforce: feelings over freedom.
It's not a lot.
Are you recording us?
I am.
Why?
This is a publicly accessible area.
Yeah, but we're doing money transactions, so we kind of get a right to privacy.
We do money transactions everywhere. We all do.
All right.
Yeah.
I would prefer you didn't, though. If you
Well-
don't mind. I'm asking you nicely.
You work for the public,
I know, but you still don't expect to be.
but there's no such policy that says I can't record here.
Okay.
Is there?
Have a nice day.
All right, you too.
What are you doing? You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that.
Why not?
Because you can't be doing that.
Call the cops?
Yeah, you can't be taking pictures.
Really? Is it illegal?
Yes.
Since when? Oh my God. It's illegal to take pictures. Oh my God, they must have passed a new law, bro.
Be aware of me with a phone video and me like this.
No, we're not doing
No, we're not doing that.
No?
You just
What
did
you
that
doing
to me.
right now?
It's on video. Stop saying that.
private company.
What's your name?
What's your name?
I'm not telling you my name.
Me neither.
Your life. Do something with yourself.
You don't know nothing about. You don't. Oh, harassing. Really? Really? You just accused me of something I didn't do. So I have it on video.
What'd you say?
That's a cam back.
What?
You can do that. It's your constitutional right.
Whatever I want.
Me too.
Right.
Me too.
Huh? This is cute. He came up to me with that camera in my face.
You are lying. I asked you a question on
If I check
camera.
YouTube later, it's not going to be on there?
What if it is?
Exactly.
We're in public.
You're right.
You can't just tell people what to do. Are you crazy?
Am I telling you what to do?
You are.
I'm not telling you anything.
Well,
to do.
you said I was harassing you and I wasn't.
You're harassing me.
I'm
You're
not.
videoing me.
That's harassment?
Yes.
That's not harassment.
No.
No, it's not. Videoing is a constitutionally protected activity in the United States. Last time I checked, First Amendment, freedom of press. Do you remember that in history class?
No, I failed out of school. No, I failed out of school. No, I failed out of school.
Ah, well, I could tell.
Thank you very much.
I'm here on official business. Okay, I am. Nobody here knows me.
Filming?
How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. Lady over here says it's illegal to film in a publicly accessible area. Can you please explain to her that we're in public?
Did all right.
Everything's cool?
You guys can record. Okay, the difference is in here because you're on private property.
This is private,
Yes, because it's
This
a
is
business.
owned by Amtrak.
It's owned by Amtrak.
which is a private company. Yes.
But this is a publicly accessible area, just like the airport.
It's accessible if you're using it to travel.
No.
No, that's not how it works. You might want to go back and take a look.
We can be here.
That's not how it works. Yeah, we just did TSA. TF Green is private.
Yeah, but TF Green's not Amtrak.
It doesn't. This is a publicly accessible area. It's open to the public. And you're a police officer. You swore to protect the Constitution of the United States. I know you're Amtrak police, but did you swear to protect the Constitution?
Are we gonna go there right now?
Well, sir, this is a publicly
Right, and I want to protect my constitutional right.
this is a publicly accessible area. We're not here to create a confrontation or anything. We're here to bring awareness that this is
Nobody's saying that you are.
okay.
Nobody's saying that you are.
Well, she was very upset that I was recording.
Because you're standing here with phones in their faces
I'm not
recording
going
them.
down in their faces. I'm not in their
Look,
faces.
look how much of a space we have.
This is as far as I've gone. Is right
I can
here.
be right here and film her all day if I want to, because
Would you
this.
guys like that if I was doing that to you, though?
If I worked in a public capacity, I would have no assumption of privacy in my
All right,
public
you guys
capacity
traveling
work.
by your train today?
We don't.
I
We
don't
don't.
ask questions.
Listen, are you guys taking a train
I'm not
today?
answering questions.
If you're not taking a train, there's no reason for you to be in here.
I'm
This is a
impressed.
publicly access. We have a reason. We're an official
have-
business.
Official business.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, again, if you're not traveling by a train, you have no reason to be in here.
Sir, this is a publicly accessible area.
You give me 1 second, okay?
Please speak to your supervisor. If you're giving me a lawful demand that I have to leave, I'll leave. If you're giving me a lawful demand, but you better think about that, because if you're giving me unlawful demands, I'm gonna have to file a complaint on you. I don't want to do that. I'm just exercising my First Amendment right.
Can you please identify yourself, sir?
I don't have to identify myself.
Yes, you do.
Myself.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you do.
absolutely do.
It's your policy.
I'm not talking to you either.
What's that?
I'm not going to talk to you.
You engaged us.
I'm
You are
gonna-
talking to us.
No, I'm
So am
gonna.
I free to go? Am I being
I'm gonna
detained?
answer your question that you just asked me, and then we're gonna go from there.
Okay.
That's it.
So if you
You're
give,
encountering the public. I'd like to know your name and badge number for documentation purposes.
come on, officer, just tell us your name. We just want to know your name. You don't have a name tag. You don't have a badge number.
Nobody has a thin blue line.
Which should be unconstitutional to do that, because
That's defacing the flag, sir.
yeah, you're changing the colors around of the flag and all that. I don't know what the meaning is, and I don't even want to know. But
Coming in next show.
incredible.
167.
What time is that?
5 o'clock.
I like how the med pack is right next to
Yeah,
the
guys, excuse me 1 second.
Are we being detained?
No.
Okay.
I'll wait for you. So if we're not being detained, we have the right to film.
Yep.
So I want to continue to film. Here's the policy. It is on the
You can film
website.
all you want.
We found-
You can film me all you
I
want.
have the policy up right here.
I don't need the policy.
Yes, you do.
I apologize. I apologize. You guys could be up here filming.
Yep.
All right, as long as you're not making people feel uncomfortable.
Well, people's feelings don't trump my rights, and I'm not
No,
purposely
nobody's
going up
saying,
to
nobody's
people's
saying that.
face.
Can you just listen to me? Because I'm not being rude to you. I'm being very polite.
I know, I'm just
When I'm
letting you
talking,
know.
just let me finish my conversation.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead.
You guys have the right to record in here as long as you're not making people feel uncomfortable as far as customers or employees. Okay? The thing downstairs is it's for ticket and passage only. That's why
I can't go down the stairs.
You
and
can
to
go
the
down if
track.
you guys have a ticket on the platforms.
Okay.
Because it's for ticket and passengers only.
That's
You
good to
guys-
know.
You guys can come in here and you can record it as long as you're not bothering people. You have that right, or interrupting anybody from performing duties or
Well, I
whatever
mean,
it may be.
I have the right to ask a question if someone's a public employee or not. I'm not interrupting their
I'm
duties.
saying, I'm saying interrupting.
Nobody here is a public employee, though. Everyone works for Amtrak, which is a private corporation.
Publicly funded. Publicly funded.
Part of, well, they get grants and part of, well, they get grants and some funds from the government, but it's still considered a private
I understand.
private corporation. So all of the employees they don't work for the city, they don't work for the town, they don't work for the federal government. They work for Amtrak.
Okay.
So
But that's
as
it,
long-
guys.
as long
That's
as
all
you're
you
not-
needed to know.
You're,
I appreciate you
I'm
guys
all set, all right?
doing your duty there.
All right,
finding
you guys
out.
have a nice day, okay?
Like I said, like you said, you're free to ask questions.
I
as
have
long
no
as you're not
plans on
interrupting.
harassing anybody.
Nope,
I'm
as long as
just
you're not
here-
interrupting anyone's work
That's right.
flow,
That's right.
then you guys are all set. All right.
I don't. It's not my job to harass people. I'm just here to film.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
You guys understand?
That's what we're doing, educating people on freedom of press.
I wouldn't be nervous in front of a camera if you're in front of one all day.
Do you love America?
Not so gay. understand, guys. I gotta go down to its right. Thank
You
you.
guys
All
are
right.
good, though.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This audit is a reminder that rights don't dissolve in the presence of uniforms or discomfort. Public access means public rights, and the First Amendment doesn't take a break just because someone feels uneasy. The law is clear: as long as you're peaceful and respectful, your camera belongs wherever your feet do, and sometimes the real education happens not in classrooms, but in train stations. But what happens when exercising your rights leads to escalation rather than resolution? Let's continue this story where a simple visit to address concerns turns into a dramatic confrontation over the very rights it's supposed to protect. In this video, the journalist heads to the North Ridge Police Department to follow up on a previous incident where they were illegally trespassed by Officer Watts. The individual is there to address concerns about the police chief's alleged rude behavior towards their family members and to check on the status of the complaint they filed. The situation escalates when the police chief threatens the journalist with arrest for exercising their First Amendment rights. Throughout the video, the journalist emphasizes their right to record and challenges the actions of the police.
Hello, ma'am. How you doing today?
I'm well. How about you?
Pretty good. I need to speak. A couple weeks ago, I was here, talked to a deputy chief. I can't remember his name. A little short.
On vacation.
He's on vacation. Okay. Well, even possibly if I could speak with the chief himself, I had got some calls. A couple of family members of mine said they called and talked to him, and he was very rude and unruly with them. I just want to be able to come in and see what was the matter, and plus check up on the complaint that I filed with you guys just a few weeks ago, the status.
I'll see if he's in. What's your name?
James. I mean, she said she'll see if he's in. I mean, come on, this department, have you guys seen how small this department was? I guarantee you she knows if he's in or not. So, we'll see.
He's not available right now. Oh, you could email him or call and set up an appointment with him?
Okay, so...
I'm happy to speak with you.
Okay, well, even though he's not available, can I speak to someone that has some type of authority in terms of law enforcement? Because what I'm really trying to do is be able to put this department on notice that I'm getting ready to head over to a spot where I was illegally trespassed, and I don't want, you guys might get another call, and I'm just trying to let you know that I'm going to be over there. So, yeah, that's the...
I'll see if a shift commander's here.
Okay, appreciate it.
Hi.
Shift commander?
No.
Oh, chief.
Chief.
Okay.
What's your name?
James.
James.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to come in and basically have a quick dialogue with you, sir. I had got a couple of calls from a few of my family members. They said they did speak with you about an incident that occurred a couple of weeks ago. I was out here in you guys' town, and I was illegally trespassed from Officer Watts.
You were not illegally trespassed. You were not trespassed. You were warned that you can't be on there. You were warned.
Oh, so I wasn't trespassed at all.
You were trespassed, yes. You cannot go back there. If you go back there, you'll get arrested, yes.
Okay, so
You go back inside the property, yes.
inside the property. Okay, so are you aware of the Illinois Compiled Statutes, man, which is 720 ILS 521, where you can't trespass anyone from a public building during normal business hours? That's the law.
I understand, but
Okay.
that's not a public building. We have documentation, confirmation from the federal government that is not a federal building.
Okay.
They are a leased building. They are private contractors.
Okay.
They pay a lease there. They pay rent.
Okay.
It is not a federal building.
It's not a federal building, so but they do have a contract.
They do not work for the federal government. They contract for them.
That's correct. So my thing is this: we understand that the building itself isn't public.
Every worker
We understand
is not
that.
a federal worker.
Okay, we understand that the building itself is not public, but the entity is, not the structure of the building. I mean, seriously,
I
Chief.
understand. I'm telling you this, okay? You can feel what you want to feel.
No, I'm telling you the law.
No, you're not.
That's not the
You're
law.
not telling me the accurate law, okay? It is a private building. They are not federal workers. It is not a federal building. It is not like this.
Okay.
Here, this is public.
That's correct.
Okay? It is not like that.
Okay, so in our reality, that place where I was at, where I was trespassed, you're telling me that they don't offer anything in terms of services to the public. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct. You have to have an appointment to go there. You have to be directed to go there.
And that's what they're there for. They are not federal workers. It is not a federal building.
Well, if you look on their website, it says that they're I'm saying
I understand.
It says government office.
I understand why you may think that.
Because it says government office. I can show it to you if you're willing to look at it.
I do not need to see it because I looked it up. But I also spoke with Department of Homeland Security, and it's not a federal building.
And I spoke to FPS as well. Okay. I spoke to Federal Protective Services, and they did say that is a government office. Okay. So how do we?
Then I guess we have opposing views, and here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
And I don't want this to happen.
Okay.
Okay. If you go there and they tell you to leave, and they call us,
right,
and you refuse to leave,
right,
we will arrest you for trespassing.
So you're going to go against the Illinois Compile statute.
Can I finish?
Okay. Are you going to allow me to finish?
I did.
No, I'm saying.
I was speaking.
No, I'm saying after you speak. After you speak. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay.
We will arrest you.
Okay.
Then you will go to court. Okay. And you will go before the judge.
Okay.
And you will get to plead your case.
Okay.
Okay. And that's how it will probably go. I don't want it to go that way. Okay. I don't understand why you feel the need for it to go that way. You went there. Okay. They're not doing anything there. They take fingerprints and they take biometrics for the federal government, for people who are going for immigration status.
That's correct.
They are private contractors. They are not federal workers.
Okay.
It is not a federal building. Therefore, you are not allowed in there without an appointment.
Okay. Now, are you going to allow me?
100%.
Okay. Now, I understand your opinion on it.
That's fact.
Okay, so my thing is this. Even if the building itself is not federal, once you contract with the government, that entity becomes public property, sir. I'm surprised and shocked that you don't know that part.
Okay, whatever.
You're nonchalant about it, Chief, and you should be more professional, sir.
I'm not nonchalant about it. I understand the law. I know what the law is, and so you're going to do what you're going to do,
right?
Okay? We'll do what we have.
So under threat of arrest from the chief.
Hold on, time out.
Oh.
Do not say that because I did not threaten you.
You just told me if I go back.
That's not a threat.
That is, sir.
That is not a threat.
What would you call it?
I call that facts.
It's still a threat. It's under. I will be under duress.
Because I'm trying to tell you, okay, what's going to happen. I don't want it to go that way. Nobody wants it to go that way. You don't want it to go that way, do you?
I want to be able to exercise my rights, though.
Okay, and you did that. You went in there. You saw that nothing's going on in there.
Well, I didn't because I was interrupted by the police department.
It is not a public building. Period.
I think it is, and obviously I've been told that it is. And if you go on the website again, you would see that it says government office. Government office means what? Public property. No, it's just you guys trying to enforce your will upon a citizen.
Okay, here. This is a public building, right?
That's correct.
Okay, can you go back behind that door?
No, it's restricted.
Okay.
You need a key card, though, right?
There you go.
Do you need a key card?
Yeah.
Just right here, you need to punch. So of course it's restricted. Okay. That door wasn't restricted.
Okay. You need an appointment.
so that was a bad example.
No, it says right on the door you need an appointment. Appointment only. Okay. Do you have an appointment to go there?
I don't need one to walk into a public building, sir. That's just a policy. Are you guys law enforcement or policy enforcement? And then you use rude to a lot of my family members, Chief. That was very unprofessional of you. Well, they're not lying to me.
I didn't say they were. I just said I wasn't rude.
A couple of them said that you said that guy is not a journalist. He's just somebody that sues people.
Are you a journalist?
Obviously you make the statement.
Are you a journalist?
Of course I am. I'm an investigative journalist. And now we're going to put Norridge under a lot of scrutiny.
Where are your credentials?
Who issues?
Journalistic credentials.
Who issues them?
Well, then how do I know you're a journalist?
But who issues credentials?
Because you say you're a journalist?
Yes, that's correct. But it's freedom of press, sir.
Okay.
You the chief. I know you've been on the force.
What does that matter?
Because you should know about the Constitution, sir. If you swore an oath to uphold it.
Constitution. I asked who you work for.
Well, I don't need to work for anyone if it's freedom of press, sir.
So I can say that I'm a journalist?
That's absolutely correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, not in your official capacity, you can't.
No, I couldn't do that.
In your individual capacity, you could. Yeah. So yes, freedom of press, First Amendment, something you guys should uphold. Okay. But Officer Watts and two other officers that day and friends know my rights. They definitely did.
Your opinion.
They definitely did. I'm definitely going to go through with it all. I'm going to go all the way, Chief. I'm not going to never go away because my rights were infringed on.
Listen, I don't want you to go away. That's not what I'm asking here. Okay, I'm not asking for you to go away.
Okay.
I'm asking you to have a little understanding and understand that what you're saying is you are misunderstanding what that building is. Okay.
We just got different opinions.
Agreed. And again, the only way that's going to get solved,
right,
is either a couple of different ways, right?
That's correct.
One, I agree with you.
Right. Right.
I don't. Okay. 2, you agree with me. You're not going to, right?
That's correct.
Okay. 3, if you go there and they ask you to leave and you refuse to leave, okay, you may be arrested for trespassing.
Even if I'm in there conducting business.
Well, what do you mean by business?
I'm in there conducting business. I'm in there, I have official business to conduct there.
What would be your official business?
Well, I don't need to convey it to you.
No, but I mean,
It's irrelevant what it is. I have it.
Do you have an appointment to be there?
That's irrelevant as well. I have business. If I'm telling you I have official business, I don't have to disclose it to you.
If they don't agree that you have official business there,
Right.
Okay? Because official business to me would be you were sent there to get your fingerprints taken or your biometrics taken, which is what they do there, okay?
Right.
If you're not there for that reason, if you're there acting as a journalist,
That's correct.
okay, and you don't have an appointment to be there and it's not a public building,
Right.
okay, then you could be arrested for trespassing.
Just like you guys have pamphlets and stuff on the walls and stuff like that that's available to the public and services or whatever type of correspondences.
Because this is a public venue.
See, that's where we're messing up at. And it's going to come down. Now it's going to personally probably come down on you, Chief, because you're sanctioning it from security liability. You're allowing your officers to infringe on citizens' rights.
I have a busy day.
I don't believe that. I'm just coming to being honest. I don't believe, because obviously the young lady just said you wasn't available, then you can't go there.
I made myself available.
Okay.
Okay, because you said you were going to go violate the law. So I came out here to
No, I didn't say I was going to violate the law. I just said I was going to go back and exercise my rights.
Which you were trespassed from being there. Okay.
Well, let me ask you this: How long was it? How long was the trespass? Because I didn't go to court or anything. No judge sanctioned a time frame.
It's a verbal trespass.
Indefinitely, is it, Chief? Oh,
if they don't want you there, okay,
right,
you can't be there.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I was trespassed today, how long was the duration?
Until they want you back.
So how do we know? I have to go back, right?
No.
Then how would I be able to? Come on, man. Come on, Chief. Come on, man.
You go there, you do what you got to do. If that's what you feel like you need to do and want to do, okay? And then we'll do what we feel like we have to do and need to do, okay? But I'm asking you, man to man, okay? What's the point? What are we getting?
You know what? You know what the point is? To be perfectly honest with you, I'm
really
gonna be perfectly honest with you. It's a disconnect already between citizens and officers, and this is the reason why.
100% disagree with you there.
Really?
You go knock on any door here, talk to any citizen, and you will find out that we have one of the best relationships with our citizens in this town here.
In Norridge.
In Norridge, absolutely, 100%.
I find it very hard to believe.
Knock on any door, find out.
I guarantee, because
do some journalistic, investigative skills. Talk to the citizens.
I would love to.
Don't go to some building. Go to the mall. Talk to the people at the mall. Walk around the streets. Talk to the people on the streets. Don't go bother some people that are just trying to work and do their job.
Well, that's just it. We have a right. See, you ever heard of ACLU versus Alvarez in the state of Illinois?
Whatever.
I'm saying,
I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of it.
I'm making a point.
I probably know the basics of the case, but I don't know it.
Okay, so let me just tell you the basics of it then. Okay. The basics of the case is the state Supreme Court of Illinois says we as citizens have a right to film public officials in the course of their duties.
That's what public officials. They're contractors. They are contractors. They are not public officials.
Once you contract with the government, it makes it public property.
We're done. We're going round and round here.
I'm gonna grab it for you, and I'm gonna forward your entire jacket and your discipline, because I can guarantee it's a lot of complaints on you.
I can guarantee you there's not.
I guarantee it. If it ain't, you're probably gonna get rid of it. So I can't see it.
Listen,
because we definitely we got to expose you, Chief. I'm gonna let you know I'm here to.
100%. Hey, I'm here for your exposure.
Okay? I hope, wish and pray so. But it's gonna come down on you personally.
Open up my jacket to you. I got no problem with that because I have nothing in my file.
See, I understand that you guys not really afraid because you got qualified immunity. But when laws are well established, that goes out the window. And these laws are well established. Just can't violate them.
Okay. We'll get you that for you.
All right, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Straight up tyrant, man. All right. I'm going to fill this foyer out right quick on this tyrannical chief, TTA family. And I'll be right back with you guys.
There you
go. Oh, you didn't sign it and say date received or anything like that?
No, I time-stamped it on the bottom there.
Okay. Okay. And what's your name?
Terry.
Terry. Appreciate it. Yes, Village Hall, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, where's the mayor's office at?
The mayor's office is back in the secured area over here.
Okay, well, is he or she available?
No, he's not.
Okay, how do I go by setting up appointment?
You can set up that appointment with me. When would you like to come in?
What's his next available date?
I would have to check his schedule, which I have to call him. So your name and phone number?
James. And then can you do that while I'm here?
I'll try to get a hold of him. I don't know his availability right now.
That's what right. So I would need to know when he's available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on just. And can I tell him what this is in regards to?
I just need to talk with him about basically about some things at his police department next door. There's a lot of different things going on.
Okay. Let me give him a call.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. So yeah, we'll see if we can get the mayor involved right quick. Probably wouldn't be much of a luck as well, but you have to exhaust all remedies at the end of the day, and will definitely be considered a remedy. So we'll see. Couldn't get a hold of him. I can always call up here and try to schedule one.
Okay. Then let me.
And is the city attorney's office in this building as well?
No, it is not.
Where would they be located?
Downtown.
Downtown. Okay.
It's an outside firm. We don't.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if you want to call back at this phone number.
At that phone number, and what's the name of the mayor? Mayor.
Daniel Tannhauser.
All righty, appreciate it. What's your name again?
My name is Kathy.
Kathy, appreciate it.
The video concludes with the police chief reiterating the threat of arrest if the journalist returns to the building, despite the journalist asserting their legal rights. The journalist continues to educate the officers and the public on the law regarding public access to government buildings, highlighting the discrepancies in the chief's argument. The video emphasizes the importance of standing up for constitutional rights and holding law enforcement accountable for overstepping their authority. But what happens when standing up for your rights leads to being silenced instead of being heard? Let's continue this story where one man's fight for free speech faces a new challenge, this time in the heart of a justice center. Have you ever been told that your rights are being stripped away just because you speak up? Imagine going to a public office simply trying to exercise your rights and then being banned for using your voice. Today, we're diving into a heated confrontation at the Sullivan County Justice Center, where one man armed with his camera and the First Amendment finds himself caught between government regulations and free speech. What happens when public officials take matters into their own hands, pushing boundaries and threatening arrests? Stay tuned, this one gets intense.
Y'all get your lawyers ready. You can't ban a man for speech in a public place. I told you guys, didn't I? And your name is, sir?
McCree.
Yes.
Licklider.
Licklider, and your
5487.
5487. So am I being trespassed or banned?
Trespass.
So what do I need to do if I have business?
You can call in.
You can call in?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what about getting public records and stuff? You can't call in to do that.
Mail those in.
Huh?
You can mail those in. What public record are you looking for?
There's all kinds. I've just started, buddy.
Okay.
I have just started.
Okay. Just send them in.
I can't send them in. That's what I'm saying. What if you don't have? That's what I'm saying. You have to have them available to be able to pick up in person and make them in person. That's law.
We can make that happen.
That's law.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then how do I do that? Because I need to make one.
You need to send the request in by mail.
What if you can't? You're not listening to me. What if you have no ability to mail? People have to have the ability to come here.
I'm not going to stand out here and argue with you.
Oh, well, that's fine. I'm just asking.
And truly, if you need something, you can send it in and we'll get what you need.
Okay.
So go ahead and leave.
All right.
We'll clarify some things for you, okay? I'm Licklider, 5487. I know you just asked me.
Yes, sir.
All right, so it's the Attorney General's opinion, and there is case law to back that up, that you can't show up on public property, such as this, and harass civilian population and harass its workers.
Who did I harass?
You can't limit access of EMS or government employees.
I've never done that.
A lot of it's recorded on your own videos.
With me limiting them?
Absolutely.
How
Yes,
did I
sir.
do that?
You can go back and watch
I
it.
will.
And
I've
there are
never
some-
blocked
there are
anybody.
Some things that have been edited and some things that are
I've
missing.
got every bit of it.
Well, then go back and watch it all.
I
and feel
will.
free to
I've
post it
never
to the
gotten
community.
in anybody's way.
So I want to go over some of this stuff with you, and I will give you this copy so you have it. Okay?
Sure.
The government's ownership of property does not automatically open that property to the public. That's United States versus, I believe that's Coquenda.
Mm-hmm.
The First Amendment does not create a general right of access to governmental property. That's there's an example put in there by Hutchins and versus.
I wasn't accessing the property for First Amendment, but okay.
There's other areas in here that are highlighted.
What's your name, sir?
Price.
Price?
Yes, sir.
Your badge number?
India 1.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine. So when you go in there and you cuss,
And I apologize to those ladies, and I hadn't done it since inside.
when you go in there and you do that, and it places them in fear, and they have a fear of coming out here and walking to their own vehicle. That wasn't aired on your video that I saw.
I wasn't even here when they left.
No. I'm talking about when you went in there and you cussed those ladies.
And I apologize to them, and they all accepted it too. I made sure to apologize to every one of them.
I'm not here to argue with
Well,
you, sir.
I'm just telling
I'm just telling you. You asked the reason why this is in place.
Sure. But you can't use First Amendment protected speech. You can't use somebody's civil rights as a crime.
I thought you said a second ago that this wasn't First Amendment.
No, I said I didn't go in there for the First Amendment.
Okay.
You're saying I'm getting kicked off for using the First Amendment.
No. Who said that?
You did. You're saying I'm being
Well, I'm
removed for
giving
using
you-
language.
I'm giving you examples.
I don't know what you're giving me.
What I've also told you is it's the Attorney General's opinion that you cannot harass, place in fear employees of this business, all right, officers, or the civilian workers that work in records or dispatch.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Nor can you limit the access
So-
of government people.
So what if one of your guys off the clock comes to my house to harass me? Then what?
I'm not going in.
I figured. So it's okay for him to do
You've
it.
already filed a complaint on us.
Oh yeah, and I went and filed prosecution against him today.
Okay. So it's my understanding that you filed a complaint on that.
I filed private prosecution today in
That was
Bristol.
handled and addressed by the internal affairs
Yeah,
person
if you want to call it that.
that's on the
You
credits
didn't
inside.
do anything that I asked them to look into. Not one
I
thing.
didn't do the
I didn't say you personally, but I'm just you in general, as in the police.
You said you. But
Well, I was
didn't
using
want
that.
to
I know I was using that as a general term.
It goes on to say evidence was sufficient to support that this is another state versus Butte. Conviction of disorderly conduct under Tennessee Code annotated because it showed that the defendant, the mother of a student, used profanity in a raised voice to address a student in the middle school assistant principal's office. All right, just like a second ago, when you were making those comments about
Golly, what's your name, sir? And your badge?
Officer
And your badge number?
Officer Caleb.
Badge number?
You got my name.
Your badge number? It's part of your policy, sir.
Delta 4 and Echo 4.
And your name was, sir?
Sergeant Bryant.
Okay, sir.
So, just like a second ago, when you were making those derogatory comments about women, all right?
About women?
Yeah, when you were saying F your mom and all that.
Oh, okay,
you know?
yeah.
So, I mean, what if there's little kids and we don't
I don't
condone
care.
that kind of stuff in
I
our
don't care.
parking lot?
There was kids at my house when that motherfucker came by my house and blowed his horn to harass my family. I have kids that were there. Do y'all give two shits about that?
Would you like this copy of this stuff?
No, sir.
You don't want it?
No, sir. I don't need that.
All right. Well, it explains everything. So
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you, where's your car parked, sir?
It's not parked on this property.
So it's not on this property?
No, sir.
And you understand that the Justice Center is also part of this property?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay.
You understand I'm in a public easement right now, right, sir?
You're in right.
Yeah.
So, but anyways.
And that is a
being said-
street, too, that goes in between these two
With that
buildings.
being said, all right, so effective when Lieutenant McCready told you that. I know he told you a vague portion of this. I wanted to bring you all the copies and explain to you a little bit more in depth.
Okay.
All right, but effective immediately, we'll say right now.
Okay.
It's June 2nd, 2022 at 1626.
Uh-huh.
If you were caught back on this property, you understand that you can't be charged with criminal trespass.
Oh, yes, I understand the rules. I understand the law. Yeah, I understand it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the law. That's why I walked out here when you told me to leave. Right? Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
have a solid understanding. I want
No,
you to
I
be
know
in
what the
an
law is.
agreement that you're not allowed to be back on that property.
Yeah.
And you asked for a reason why earlier, and so I'm giving it.
Well, you told me, and that's why I left.
Well, I didn't tell you earlier. That was Lieutenant McCready.
Well, you just said I was banned, so I didn't want to listen to
I didn't
the.
tell you that earlier.
Yeah, he just said I was banned, so I didn't want to listen to the reasons why you came up with it. So I'm sure y'all can justify anything when you want to.
It's not reasons why, sir. It's
yeah.
Attorney General opinion, and then it's also.
Well, it's his opinion that you're using for your situation.
There's also case law.
Yeah. Well, there's also case law that says I can go in that lobby and cuss too.
Nor do we condone bad cops.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good. I hope none of you do. And I'm not. And don't get me wrong, guys. This isn't towards everybody, but I've been done wrong, and you all didn't do really shit about it other than give the man 3 days off. I have children that have been permanently terrorized from that now, that have fear from cops at any time they see them. And you all just give him 3 days off, and that's okay. You didn't even look into the charges that I asked you to look into.
I'm sorry, sir.
Well, I know that's always y'all's excuse. I'm sorry. It wasn't me, or it was the other guy, or I just showed up. It's always some excuse. You won't look out for everybody. So if you don't get the bad cops out, y'all are just as fucking bad.
That's absolutely incorrect.
No, it ain't.
There's not every officer in this world or in this community is not a bad officer.
No, but if you see an officer do something you know is bad and you don't do nothing about it, you're as guilty as they are.
If there was disciplinary action taken.
3 days off for harassing me. That's not the what? They didn't even look. How did he find my information?
I'm not gonna argue.
That's what I figured. As soon as you want to get into the details, you don't want to get into the details.
How am I supposed to get into something I don't know about?
I'm just asking you questions. I didn't mean specifically, but how was a jailer supposed to look up a man's tag and get the information off of it to come to his house?
I don't believe that happened.
Well, then how did he get my info? He didn't know who I was before that day. That's what I fucking thought. That's what I fucking thought. And just the act itself is
the word I was
shit.
bumbling
Let me
for
think of the
was
word.
official misconduct.
I can't think of the word right now. I'm sorry.
I mean, you told me in your own person that you live near Greenwood Market.
I sure do.
That's the last time I talked to you. You said you lived right up above.
I do.
Let me ask you folks, why in the fuck did he just bring that up, other than the fact he was trying to intimidate me?
Sure do. I was trespassing that property when I wasn't even there either.
Yeah.
Just because you heard something and you never told me what you heard either. You just said, we've heard something, so we're banning you. Or you're being trespassed even though I wasn't even there.
Private property.
I know it is. I've been walking to that store since I was 5 years old.
Ban you from that property, we have no say-so in that.
Yeah, I know, but somebody had to tell them or give them a reason to. I never had told anybody I was going there or doing anything. So why would you trespass me? Bullshit, you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar.
Entitled to your opinion.
I am. You're a fucking liar if you're going to stand here and tell me that you all don't have that kind of power.
I'll tell you.
You're a damn liar. Then how did they do it? How did he even know? How did he even know who I was? Yeah. Well, I can because I actually know the family. So.
Apparently they know you because they banned you.
Yeah, and they know the sheriff as well.
I'm not.
Yeah, I didn't figure you would. Y'all never do.
So, you have a good day.
Yes, sir. You do too. These guys, don't take it personal. I'm just taking it personal with the couple few people who did do something to me, and then y'all, some other people sat back and watched it happen. Didn't do nothing but give the man 3 days off. That's a slap in the fucking face, and you know it.
I can't tell you that.
Not to mention they lied to me. They sit and lied to me. They said they would turn it into the DA. Has it been turned into the DA yet? Has the DA been made aware of it yet?
All right. And then whatever kind of disciplinary decisions that they make, they made it.
I know. That's the point.
And you're saying you have a civil suit going on. So
I didn't say I had a civil suit. So you don't pay attention. Private prosecution. That's not a lawsuit. It means I'm privately taking him to court. I'm pressing charges on him privately.
Okay. Well, I interpreted that as a
It's not a lawsuit. I'm not taking his money. I want his bond.
You filed your own charges through Sessions Court.
I want his bond. Yes, sir. Well, I don't know. The DA hadn't told me whether they accepted it yet. I just turned them in today. So y'all can go and let them call them, let them know. See if you can't manipulate it that way. Yeah, y'all. That's what it always.
Sure you don't want this copy?
Nah, I don't need that shit. Just like you have case law backing up what you say, I have case law backing up what I did. A man walked into a courthouse in California with the word "fuck the draft" on the back of his jacket, and he took it all the way to Supreme Court, in a court. So there's Supreme Court law. I mean, you can do what you want to. You can manipulate, it's like the Bible. You can make it say whatever you want it to say.
On his article of clothing.
Yes, sir.
He didn't go up.
He was cussing the whole time.
He didn't go up to a person.
He was cussing. He said, "Fuck the draft" the whole time.
Okay. Did he go up and?
He went in the courthouse. He went in the courthouse. He went in the courthouse.
You have a good day, all right?
Cohan versus California. Look it up.
Have a blessed day.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Yeah, y'all be safe. Seriously. I don't just hate people. I really don't. I just want the injustice that's been done to my family to be done right. And you all ain't fucking done it. And you're just making yourselves look worse. By banning me from the property, how does that make you look? I know you all don't ever give a shit because y'all all pieces of shit.
This situation reminds us of the delicate balance between authority and rights. It's a stark reminder that while we as citizens may face challenges in asserting our freedom of speech, the law is on our side. When the line between public service and personal power blurs, it's up to us to stand firm and demand accountability. No one should be denied their right to speak out or access public records simply because their views don't align with someone else's. The lesson here: never back down from your rights even when it seems like the odds are against you. But what happens when standing up for your rights leads to a direct confrontation with those who are supposed to serve the public? Let's continue this story where one man's simple request becomes a battleground for freedom of speech, and the First Amendment faces an unexpected challenge. What happens when you try to exercise your rights, but your basic request for public service gets denied? Imagine this. You walk into a government building minding your own business, and suddenly you're told that your right to record in a public space is not just unwelcome, it's illegal. The Lake Forest Post Office seems to have a different understanding of the law, as a journalist is denied the ability to buy stamps because of his right to film. What happens next? Does the First Amendment hold any weight when it goes up against a postmaster's personal opinion? Let's dive in.
How you doing, officers?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh man, everything's good. I think they probably called you guys for me.
Yeah. For what reason?
Well, I guess is that where the postmaster? Is that where he or she, or I guess I don't know. They identified themselves as the postmaster.
You talked to them?
Kind of briefly. She kind of shut the door real quick, but these young ladies were saying that there was no recording in the lobby. However, I had offered them to see their own rules and regulations here, posted on the wall. Governing conduct on postal property, it actually allows us to. So I'm wasting you guys' resources in coming out here, man.
Did you have any conversation with them at all? Or?
Like briefly, like I said, maybe 4 or 5 words real quick, and they just see how the windows are down, they shut the windows down, and she slammed that door. So I was trying to convey that to them, that I had a right to do it, but they didn't want to hear it.
Okay. Is there a reason why you are recording?
I'm just an independent journalist gathering content for a story, possible publication. That's it.
I mean, I'm not sure. We'll talk and find out what's going on or something.
Yeah, nothing nefarious, don't have any ill intent.
Is there anything that we can tell them? Are you going to be here for a while yet or no?
Yeah, I'm probably just get a few more shots, walk around and disseminate the information to the public on what's available here. That's about it. You know?
Okay, yeah.
And I mean, you know what would be great is if you can, I mean, it's a shame that you guys will have to show them their own regulations, but it's posted right there.
Yeah, we'll talk to them and see what they say, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much.
All right, what's your name, officer?
Anderson.
Anderson, and what's your name, officer?
DeVries.
And you guys' badge numbers?
147.
147? 130. You guys don't have body cams, huh? Lake Forest don't issue body cameras?
We can get them for you.
Well, I mean, it'd be too late. You guys showed up without it.
We'll have them.
That's all right. It's all good.
We have to have them by 2025, I think.
2025? Oh, okay.
We're going to get them soon.
Okay, for sure. Journalist. I'm gathering content for a story for possible publication. Okay. Plus, I also need to purchase something at the window. Okay. So I'm not loitering, not doing it. That's just the way I understand. You know, that's just their way of trying to get their way. Yeah. But if, like I was just telling these young men here, he's reading it now. If you read their own regulations on the wall there, it allows citizens to do.
But not all regulations all the time are always posted everywhere.
I understand that, but it's there now though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying not everything can be posted on a wall that can or cannot be done. You know what I mean?
What you mean?
Sometimes, well, there could be certain laws or ordinances that they can't post every little thing possible. You know what I mean?
I understand, but what I'm telling you is rules and regulations on the wall that allows recording in the lobby. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
That's
says,
it's federal law
it says on there you can record.
in the lobby.
Yeah, it says it on the form there.
Yeah, absolutely, right there. He's reading it. That officer right there is reading it. So if she's not aware, I'm shocked that she's not aware she actually works here.
Well, it's not even that. She's also concerned about there's money being transacted back and forth.
Yeah, but I'm not getting any of that.
Well, she doesn't know that.
Well, if she would have came and had a conversation, dialogue, she would have.
but you know that they're concerned because the amount of money that's being transacted in stamps and packages and people's personal identity on packages and things like that. She's afraid that you might be trying to get their information. You know what I mean?
You see those cameras up there?
Yeah.
What's the difference? You know what I mean?
Well, the difference is they have access to those, and they know certain policy and procedure where they can't give those to anybody else.
But I'm saying
they don't know who you're going to give that to.
What I mean in terms
You know
of
what I mean?
getting people's information.
I know.
The lens does the same thing.
That's what I'm saying, but it's regulated by the U.S. Postal Department, by the government, by what they can and can't do with it. They don't
Correct.
they don't know what you're going to do with your information if you get someone's personal information.
But they don't need to know, respectfully. You know what I mean? What they need to know is that we have rights to do this, and they shouldn't try to infringe on them by even calling the police out here, wasting resources.
Yeah.
This is a waste of resources. You know what I mean?
I agree with you, but at the same time, she's got certain, security protocols that, she's following this. She may not be following what's on the,
You know what that is? What's your name, officer?
Adam, I'm Adam.
Adam, James.
James, nice to meet you.
You know what? Now, I can understand that. I mean, respectfully. But you know what this is right here? This is just like some type of written up type of rule. That's actual federal law.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
And I'm with you. I'm used to being videotaped all the time.
Oh, yeah,
For
of
me,
course.
It doesn't bother me.
Of course.
I'm professional. I
Yeah.
come, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
They're not used to it.
I know.
They're new at it.
But you know what's crazy is they on camera all day. You know what I'm saying? It's just when a personal citizen
Who knows
comes
if it
in.
even works? I mean, to be honest with
Pretty
you.
vintage up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Real vintage.
They're just kind of worried that, you haven't done any business or anything.
And that's what I'm trying to conduct, but they're shutting the window on me. So
they did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not cool.
Exactly. So it's like it's like we want this way.
She didn't tell me that.
Because she shut the door. See, you showed up late. I had explained to them as soon as I get here, she shut the door on me almost instantaneously.
Oh, really? That's not nice.
Exactly. But trust me, I know precisely what I'm doing.
Because you read the laws and you know.
Trust me.
Yeah,
I know this is legal. This is a public forum. This is public property. So I have a right to be here. I just can't go past any restricted doors or anything like that. But once they if I can get my service, I'm out of here. Like I said, I got to buy a couple of stamps. And,
Well, you have to get in line to do that, though.
yeah, I was trying to, but they shut the windows on me here, as you guys can see. So
Well, if you would like to get your stamps or something, you have to stand in line.
I know, but are they going to service me? They've been shutting the window on me every time I get up there.
Now that we're here, I think they don't have a choice but to help you out. Because you've been
It's up to them, though. It's up to them. I mean, I can try while you guys are here. Hopefully,
give it a shot.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Well, let's see. But I mean, like I said, they even wait. I feel like it's a waste of resources, man. Sure. The Lake Forest Police, y'all could be doing something else, man. This is, everybody's not educated on the law, but I don't need it, man. It's just a policy, man. Yeah. Some type of policy. Actually, no, but I can give you guys like a link after I'm out of here. Give you guys a link to where because I'm definitely gonna post you guys so you guys see yourselves, man. Yeah, so we're see if I'm able to buy some stamps, man. Got the Lake Forest Police is here. See what they say. Yes, ma'am. Hey, officer, she's shutting the window again. You see what I'm saying? I can't even conduct my business. I should just go to their parking, find out where the postal workers park their cars and go film all their license plates. I think I'll do that. Yeah, since they don't want to let me buy any stamps today. You see? Yeah, I understand that, man. I understand. I mean, like I said, I just go find out where they park the cars and get their license plates, and it's a shame I got to do that, but I think you know what? It'd be great if you guys can get their names so I can file an official complaint. Because because now I'm being denied public services. That's serious. Okay. Any progression, officer?
Sure. Yeah. So this is who called us. I'm assuming she's the one that is denying service, and this is documented under our case number. Okay.
Okay. Her name is Brown.
Yeah.
There's
her
no first
last
name.
R.
Or R.
Yeah.
And that was the young lady that you guys spoke to
Yeah.
back there in the post
Yeah.
office door? Okay. There's no way you guys can
Well,
see.
I can't. Like, I don't see any. Right. There is nothing that says that prohibits you from videotaping. There's no official signs. Right?
Correct, correct.
And I'm going by what we go by, right?
Right.
I don't know what they go by.
Right.
Right, we go by, you can come into a police station, you can videotape all you want. Now, we're used to it.
'Cause it's
right?
public,
They're
right.
just freaking out because they're not used to it, right?
Right.
They're kind of new at this.
But what I'm saying today, officer, is there a way you guys can go in there and talk back to her and let her know that I'm trying to conduct business here. I'm trying to purchase something.
Okay.
Maybe she's not aware. If she's the postmaster, she's not aware of what's going on at those windows.
Oh, she's aware.
So she's aware that they're shutting the windows down. How could you
think
be for
she,
sure?
She doesn't want to serve you when you're videotaping. I think she'll serve you when you turn this off.
Yeah.
Well, is there a way you guys can confirm it? I mean,
I can.
I would definitely appreciate it just to make sure, because if she's going to willingly deny me services, I need that in order
I
to.
think if you want service, if you want to just shut it off for 5 minutes and get service, she would probably be fine with that. It's recording back behind there.
I understand that, but if I do that, then my rights are being infringed.
Well,
on.
not necessarily. Back behind there is private information. She probably doesn't want you to see her or the stuff behind there. What's going on
That's
there?
ridiculous, man. She's a public employee, man.
I'm not saying she's not.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Well,
Yeah, we can't really control what they do. I can ask her.
Okay.
You know, but
you can
know,
talk
she'll
to-
probably serve you if you turn it off, and then you know.
Well, like I said, if I can just reconfirm that, I'll be good to go.
Okay.
As long as she say no, whatever she say, yes or no, I'm out of here. So, yeah, TTA family, we gonna see, man, if the young lady is gonna allow me to make a purchase. Like I said, I have to buy some stamped envelopes, and then I'll be out of here. So we're gonna see, these officers gonna go out and see, and then we'll see.
Yeah, she says as long as you put your phone in your pocket, she'll serve you. She'll do whatever business she just not. She says she's got old girls working here, so they're just kind of uncomfortable with you taping them, and you know what I mean. Which, it's just from her point of view, it's maybe may or may not be a valid concern.
So basically, as long as I'm recording, I won't be served.
Correct.
That's what was conveyed to you.
Yes.
Okay, because I wanted her to know that it's definitely it's going to be considered a denial of public services, and for them to serve other people is going to look like discrimination.
Well,
it's
other
going to be
people
tough
are-
on the city.
So her point of view is other people are holding up their phones and videotaping her employees.
I understand that, but the thing is what's going to look bad is her own rules and regulations say that I have a right to do it, and then you turn around and deny me public services. That's not going to look good.
I'm like a in between.
I understand,
You know
but
what I'm saying?
it's not going to look good for her at all. Definitely
Right?
not. I mean,
I'm just telling you what. Hey, she won't slam the door on you if you put your phone in your pocket. You don't record a transaction. She's all cool with that.
other than that, as long as I record, as long as I exercise my First Amendment, she won't serve me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow. Well, that's all I need, man. It's called standing, man. It's called standing in civil court. So that's all I would need, man. I appreciate you guys again. What's your name again?
My name is Adam.
Because you get a first name because that last name is kind of hard to pronounce.
Yeah, I go
can
by
see.
Adam, man.
Anybody ever call you just like Mr. Mills, or the prefix of the name?
They shorted it. Yeah.
Okay, what's your badge number again?
311.
311. And you again, officer? 130. 130, Officer DeVries. Okay, man. You guys, man, I appreciate you guys, man. You guys didn't try to come here and insert any type of unlawful authority. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate it. TTA family, man. So
this situation is a clear example of how confusion about the law can lead to unnecessary conflict and misuse of public resources. The postmaster's refusal to serve a customer simply because they were exercising their First Amendment rights brings to light the importance of education not just for the public, but for public employees as well. The lesson here: stand firm in your rights and don't let confusion or intimidation derail you. It's time to ensure accountability in every corner of government.